The Premier congratulated the class of 2018 for being ahead of all the provinces. Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga was also at that event. Let's cross now to our reporter Patricia Visagie, who is standing by with the Minister.
Good afternoon, Arabi. There's certainly a lot of excitement that is overflowing here at UNISA in Pretoria, where the official ceremony was held to, of course, officially release the Gauteng matric results and also honor the top achievers with that special award ceremony that just concluded here. We've heard speaker after speaker taking to the podium, of course, as they express their sentiment on Gauteng clinching the top position out of all the provinces, from the Tshwane Mayor to Gauteng Premier David Makhura, and of course the man who has put all that hard work on the ground, and that is the Gauteng MEC Lesufi, who has repeatedly emphasized that he is so happy that there is significant improvement at the township schools, saying that he is attributing the sterling performance of the province to the township schools also showing improvement and the infrastructure development, better teachers, and just the resources that has been allocated on the ground level, in particular the township schools. So of course the Minister of Basic Education, Mayor Angie Motshekga, also here. Congratulations, it's part of your team.
Yes, it is. It really is part of education team, yes. Generally.
So your sentiment, we actually expected you to also deliver a message, just your sentiment on the performance of the province and really just the matric results overall.
No, I'm the guest of the province and I'm very excited that we really did as well as we did. And as MEC Lesufi said, the main thing was the divide between your fee-paying schools and non-fee-paying schools. We're closing the gap, so it doesn't matter where you go, whether you go to school in Zondi or you go to school in Parktown.
The top in Pretoria, whether you go to school in Waterkloof, Macy's War.
And the top learner for 2018 is a child from Zondi.
And it shows it can be done with the right support, the right attitude, and of course teacher development as well, that plays such an important role.
Now teachers in the township, to be honest, really do lots of great work, because these are kids who are not supported by either your computers at home, your extra classes, your support teachers on their own with bare hands go into the war or into the battle and bring us the best results. And for the first time we're seeing kids from townships going to do studies like actuarial science. When I was at varsity, I never even knew that there was a course called actuarial science. But our kids are going to all those important areas of studies which are going to take our country forward. So I'm very excited.
And a great vision also that lies ahead. We heard the MEC and the Premier saying that in future they actually want to see a 90% performing rate in the province and even going higher. As the Minister, you have to give them guidance, support and so forth. How are we going to achieve that 90%?
We must ramp up the base. We must get ECD right. We must get foundation phase right. We must get intermediate phase right. If we get those right, the rest is a walk in the park. The first 5 years of education are the most critical years of schooling. So if we ramp that out, 90% it really is a walk in the park. We have to sort out the foundations.
Now, Minister, there are obviously a lot of other people who are not happy, in particular the opposition parties and some education experts that are saying, but the percentages that we are seeing are not an honest reflection of the standard and quality of education in the country. How do you respond to those comments?
I don't know how much, I don't know what more really. I mean, I heard also the mayor of Tshwane say, no, it's like a person is saying to them, to get there, I need to do the following. Then it comes back to you to say, to get there, you have to do the following. We are the ones who are giving you statistics. We are the ones who contain the statistics. We are the ones who are telling you how it's going to go. Then they come back and bring the statistics back to ourselves and say, yes, you have 78.2% pass. They got it from us. We are saying we're improving in bachelors. Then they say you must improve in bachelors. So it's already a very redundant discussion that we're getting into. They say you pass your kids at 30%, and we say even if we were to remove those learners from the 78.2%, it will not change because they are 0.03%. So even if you remove them, we'll still be at 78.2%. So it's really a very unhelpful discussion, which is, I don't know, I don't want to use strong words, but I just find it such a strange discussion where you're going to pay attention to things which are so insignificantly material. You stop celebrating 172,000 bachelors. You want to worry about 99, less than 100 learners, and you want us to really get into that narrative. Remove those 99 learners, we'll still be at 78.2%.
And those who are saying that the national pass rate is just too low and might indicate that passing at such a low rate means that maybe pupils don't know the curriculum that well.
Which rate? No, 78.2% is low. For a system that comes, 20 years back, we only had 45,000 kids passing. We're saying this year there's 400,000 learners passing. I don't know what is that you're talking about. And again, we don't want to have artificial results to please people. Education is not a driveway where you come in and drive through. You have to work a very slogging, hard pace to get there. And we don't want shortcuts, we don't want to cheat anybody. It has to be an honest pass. And we're saying this is an honest pass, hard work, we can give evidence how we got there. And every single time we explain and give results in the most honest way. That's why I say, I just think it's so petty to not celebrate 172,000 bachelors and want us to have a narrative about less than 100 kids. I don't know what are we talking about? I just find it such a wasteful discussion.
And there are obviously pupils who also sat for the national certificate, but they're not celebrating with us. They didn't make it. How are we going to take them through, that disappointment, to support them and maybe absorb them back into the system, give them another chance, encourage them to rewrite again? What is the program of action to cater for that?
No, we have, even if you remember last year, I was running throughout the country to popularize what we call the Second Chance program. They are going to have an opportunity to right now in June. We have developed programs with Vodacom, even from ourselves. We are running extra classes outside. We don't have enough spaces for kids who are going to keep on repeating, but we say if you want your second chance, let's talk about it, but outside the schooling system. And that's why even this year we had lots of learners or students registering as part-time. So we're saying you had your chance, but there is a second chance. You must give way for the for a new or fresh cohort of learners, but we can't keep you to clog the system.
Lastly, just very briefly, next week the 2019 academic year is officially starting. As the Minister, how are we starting the year? What is in plan? And what's the message to the educators, the pupils, and of course the parents for 2019?
We say we're upbeat because of the improvements. We're encouraged a lot, and we really don't want them to disappoint us. I'm aware that other schools have started, and I'm saying next week, those who have not started this week, let them start. It's a journey, it's not an event. They're not going to start in December and really think that they'll pass in December. And if they don't pass, and then we have all the drama about depressions and people want to commit suicide. You pass your grade 12, they are going to pass their grade 12 on the 8th or the 9th of January 2019, not in December or January 2020. So they should just not even make a mistake and think they can have an event later. They must start now, thoroughly focused and hardworking. You can ask all these kids and ask them how they did it. They're going to say dedication, hard work, focus and discipline. And that's all that we're asking for.
All right. Thank you so much. You have it, the Minister of Basic Education, Mayor Angie Motshekga, talking about the Gauteng matriculants who performed so outstandingly, but also the 2019 academic year that will be starting officially next week. Perseverance, persistence, hard work, and of course discipline is her message for the class of 2019 and all the others who will be participating in this year's academic year. For now, it's back to you in studio.
Patricia Visagie, appreciate your work there out in Pretoria with the Minister of Basic Education there.